Yeah, it's all in a day's work, whatever. Wait, is this thing on? Oh, hey, before we begin our first story, I'd like to ask you a question. Have you ever made a decision and felt something answer back? Not a voice, not words. It's more like an intense feeling, a thought that didn't quite feel like your own, a sudden certainty, a calmness where there should have been doubt, or maybe a gust of wind arriving right exactly at the right moment. Most people dismiss things like that. They say it's a coincidence or God's timing, wishful thinking, even. And maybe they're right. But I've always been curious about the moments we really could never explain. The moments that arrive quickly and leave before we even have time to examine them too closely. A feeling, a thought, a dream, maybe even a warning. An idea that appears from nowhere, yet it refused to leave. Some call it intuition. Some some call it instinct. Many refer to it just luck, random luck of the draw. Personally, I've always thought of it as a whisper. It wasn't loud. It's not loud enough to command or strong enough to force, but just enough to nudge, like a suggestion, a mere possibility of a different path. I followed a few of those whispers in my lifetime, and some of them led to wonderful places, while others, well, they led somewhere peculiar. But every one of them changed something within my path. And that's exactly what psychoreality is all about. It's not ghosts, not about monsters. This isn't about things that go bump in the night. No, it's about those moments that make you stop and ask yourself a question. What if? What if there's more happening here than we realize? What what's the possibility? Is it ever isn't even a possibility at all? Or it's even impossible? What if some stories finds us instead of the other way around? Over the next few months, you'll hear stories from travelers, dreamers, skeptics, and people who found themselves standing at the edge of something they could never explain. Some may be true, some may be not, but most exist somewhere in between. But all of them began the same way, with a whisper. And if you listen closely, you just may hear one of your own. Welcome to Psychoreality. The bar is open.